The YouTube cycle is I think it's easy to break once you realize what it is. We were talking earlier about like how a lot of people lack creativity. That comes down to oversaturation and that comes down to lack of imagination. But I think it's also on part of the viewers and the creators too for really allowing it, to be honest. Just recycle the same shit over and over again. LTG quotes for real. The bad, I guess you could say the worst part about it is I'm not special. Like I'm not some unique. I'm the only person who will really speak up about it, but they all see it. They just pretend like they don't see it. It just baffles me, like I said, that such a small space has this big problem where it's like people don't want to support each other. They want to support slop. And I'll be real with y'all. The bigger content creators do not have good content. It's not bad content. You know, they work to get where they at, but for the most part, it's just screaming videos with a bunch of zoom-ins, and that's what you get. And people watch it because, you know, that's who's been established at the top for this many years. I really cannot blame Bandai for not giving a fuck. I would love to be like, oh, this is the worst company on the planet, but they have tried to help creators.
It is going to be about Kaizen Kuma and how he needs to be quiet. So you're mad at other creators because they're making rant videos. Like, if you're going to say something, say somebody's name. You're talking about Don Coolio, right? And you're talking about people, like, copying his wave. Bro, you made 3 rant videos in 2 months. Let's just say 4 plus a live stream. 3 videos plus a live stream, bro. And all you're doing is ranting about people, but you're not even name dropping. You're trying to talk about people, but you're doing the exact same shit. Is 3 rant videos in a row? Or y'all let people get away with being in the same cycle? There's no diversity. Bro, you're not the Sparking Godfather. I was defending Sparking Zero for a minute, but there's no reason to defend a game. The net code, whatever. The net code is dog shit. We have no content. We have no maps yet. Like, what else do you like, bro? Shut your ass up. You're not, bro. Bro, who authorized this?
What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and today we're tackling an important issue in the Sparking Zero community, and that's creators hate farming the game and making repetitive content. As you saw, Kaizen Kuma places the blame for Sparking Zero declining mostly on the player base and the creators. And full disclosure, guys, I've always disagreed with this take. Whether it be in a place of business, a government, or even an internet community like Sparking Zero, the culture of an organization is always dictated by the leadership at the head, okay? And when it comes to Sparking Zero, we all know that Bandai and Spike are lacking in communication and professionalism. So it's not surprise to me that the game on release was filled with cheeseheads when the game came out in the state that it did, okay? You can't expect the player base to play honorably when the game that we got was an alpha version of Sparking Zero at best. But guess what? Months have passed since then, okay? Since the release of Sparking Zero, the game that we have now is a huge improvement compared to before, and we didn't get there by accident. The same creators who Kaizen Kuma criticizes for making repetitive content were the people who were actually putting pressure on Bandai and Spike to address the issues in the game. While Kaizen Kuma was making rant videos complaining about people that don't actually have any responsibility to change things or power to even do so, the other side of the community was highlighting game-breaking bugs and showing how broken and unbalanced the mechanics in Sparking Zero were. And why were we doing that? Because we actually care about Sparking Zero and want it to be better. In my opinion, what Kaizen Kuma is promoting with his rant videos is just complacency, okay? He just wants you to be happy with what you get and, you know, just be complacent with the state of Sparking Zero. But guys, I want to remind you, Spike and Bandai sold us a season pass, okay, and marketed that they were gonna continue support of Sparking Zero through the season, and 100% hate farming this game is justified for that reason, okay? Because in my opinion, you know, that's actually kind of like a form of false marketing, and us giving hate to Bandai for false marketing a season It's 100% a form of productive content because as we see, because of this content, we're seeing positive change in Sparking Zero as we speak. Balance in singles got addressed in the last patch when people like Strictly Z were giving attention to how unbalanced that game mode was like 4 to 5 months ago. And it's no surprise that a lot of the exploits that I've been calling out in my videos got addressed because conversations got started by making content like this, okay? That's how you get positive change started in some of these communities, is by actually drawing attention to it. But Kaizen Kuma would rather highlight UnZed as the problem, for example, when if we're gonna be honest, UnZed would probably 10-0 you in a set even without cheesing. In my opinion, blaming the player base is just unproductive, okay? The devs are the issue. They're the ones that have the responsibility to change things and the power to do so, and pretending otherwise is just wasting time, really. Now, as far as content diversity, Kaizen, if you're watching this, we are all under the yapping umbrella, okay? You, Don Julio, Hill and Keller, and I all do opinion pieces. We all yap on a mic with gameplay in the background. But guess what? We are all different people. So by nature of us being different, it just makes the content diverse. For example, Don Julio is more of an editorial creator. You know, he's like the Sparking Zero news, while I focus more on like game mechanics and speculate on future changes. Okay, you focus more on the community and criticizing the community, and Hill and Keller is kind of finding his wave, okay? Like he's the new creator in the space. And that's the thing, guys, you gotta find your voice in this thing. Don't be ashamed of being a yapper, because at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit about the 5th best MUI in the world, but they might give a shit about your thoughts on the game if you just put them out there. And as far as the community gatekeeping, Sparking Zero is a tight-knit community, guys. I'm pretty sure if you watch me, you've probably played against me at a certain point. And I played most of the Z ranks on the platform, including top players. In fact, one of my early videos was reacting to a match I had against Don Julio where he accused me of cheesing. Okay, I made a reaction to it and it got traction, and guys, that basically counts as a collab, basically. Okay, so all the creators in this game are accessible and you probably play against us regularly, so there's no excuse. This whole gatekeeping thing is 100% in your head. The problem is that a lot of you don't seize the opportunities when they come because you have way too much ego invested, so you would rather be disrespectful towards the creator in the comments or even in the PSN messages instead of seeing it as a networking opportunity and you know, promoting yourself and building a relationship. Guys, you gotta be smart in this game as well, like, and just be a real person. Like, don't go into the comments being toxic, don't go into the PSN messages being toxic, because you never know, that person could really help you out. And you're probably wondering, Christian, why are you giving out so much game? Well, because believe it or not, I don't think Sparking Zero is saturated. I actually think there's room for more creators, and I would like to see more people posting content on the game, because a rising tide raises all boats, guys. That's why I shout out people like Airchucks, Kamatsu, Kuziku, Whis from TikTok, Hill and Keller, etc. Because at the end of the day, we're creating a community on here ourselves. We don't need the rhyme style, C reacts, etc. to give us a cosign, because we don't make that type of content. Like, bro, I'm gonna keep it 100%. If I had to come on here and freaking yell and squeal every time a character gets released or something happens while I'm playing on the game, I would rather just not post, because that's just not my personality, okay? And that's the thing, as long as your channel is 100% congruent to yourself and honest, your content will have diversity, because at the end of the day, you are an individual. There's no one else like you. So don't be scared to get on a mic and just say your opinion, because that's actually how you get diverse content. And if you have an interesting piece of content that you want me to react to, just at me in your title. Just make sure it's good content and I might have a reaction for you, okay? But let me know, is the hate towards Sparking and Spike justified, okay? Is it productive, or do you agree with Kaizen Kuma that the creators are to blame and that we should blame, you know, people like UnZed, for example, for the state of the game? And are you thinking about posting content on Sparking? Let me know and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.